Amargasaurus, one of the smaller members of the sauropods, continues to draw amazement thanks to its astonishing spinal spikes. These neural spines have been hypothesized as having many uses, but research is still ongoing.
Hello everyone and welcome to the breakdown of the Amargasaurus. That sounds kind of dark. The breakdown of the Amargasaurus. It's having a rough time. Let's show some support. No, it's the breakdown of the species field guide for the Amargasaurus. It's the first new species that we've seen, new to Jurassic Evolution 2, and more than that, there are just some really exciting things in this teeny tiny clip. Also, can I just say, I kind of called it. I was like, they could possibly do a Amargasaurus today, and yeah, they totally did, which is like my sole claim to fame, so I'm gonna cling to that for like a hot second. Now, the reason that I figured we'd get the Amarga is because it is so heavily featured in the promotion up until this point that the mystery is sort of gone already, but it does still have the benefit of being a new species, so it just has a little bit more of a wow factor than the trike, without being like the Mosa or the Pteranodon or a super fan favorite like the Rex, or even something that we haven't seen in screenshots yet. So for me, showing the Amargasaurus makes perfect sense. I'm really curious. Comment down below which dinosaur you think is going to be next for the species field guides. The species field guide for the Amargasaurus starts with its exit animation, and for the first time we see multiple dinosaurs coming out of the hatchery at once. This was of course already revealed during the week, but it's nice to see it in action, and I also just love the little animation that goes with it that creates a bit of personality for both of the dinosaurs. Now, I'm not saying that that will stick once they're out in their enclosure, but at least during the exit animation, one is like, you know, the one in front, it's like more lumbering and subdued, and the other is, it's quicker on its feet, it's excitable, it's letting out like this little yelp like hello world, and I just thought the difference between the two was cute. I also just laughed because it looks like the one on the right is already 100% done with the one on the left, and the one on the left at the end even hangs its head a little bit like, oh, sorry for being alive, excuse me. Like, it's all excited, yay! And then it's like, sorry. I thought that was really cute. Just a little touch. Now, also, I might still screw things up and call them he's or it's, but they are technically all she's. That was confirmed during the livestream. All dinosaurs in Jurassic Evolution 2 are females. There was actually quite a bit of information in the livestream, and it was surprising. I was not expecting that. Of course, all of the information that we got during the livestream today will be included in tomorrow's weekly news update. So if you want all the intel for Jurassic Evolution 2 that has come out during the entire week, subscribe, ring the bell, and stay tuned for tomorrow's news roundup, because there is a lot, like so much information. By the way, relevant to what we are seeing right now, the number of dinosaurs that can exit a hatchery at once depends on the species. So I'm guessing the smaller dinosaur, the more can be released in one go. I also think that might mean you can't mix and match species for the exit animation. So for example, if you have one trike and one Amarga, I don't think they can hatch together. I might be wrong, but that's just the sense I'm getting, since the number of dinosaurs that can be released at once is so heavily linked to the species that it is. But anyway, back to the clip. All of the Amargasaurus in this clip, they have the same skin pattern. We have over here, there, and there. They all have that elongated stripe along the flank with some splotches over the top of the legs. It is quite distinct. I also really like that it's you know, that it's lined with like a lighter color to make the dark stripes stand out even more, but it is very clearly the same pattern. Now, what's obviously not the same is the skin color. We have this lighter, really rich shade of brown, like a cognac brown. We have this mossy green, and we have a more muted and darker brown tone. This further cements the theory that we are getting 84 skin combinations in total, based on 7 different patterns that each have about 12 palette swaps. At least I really hope that's the case, because if we only get 12 skins in total, for example, and this is 3 out of 12, I mean, I guess there's still room for improvement over Jurassic World Evolution 1, but I really hope that we are going to get that really massive amount of skin variation. Now, the skins themselves, while fairly simple, are very nice, especially this lighter brown one and the green one. They have a really nice gradient in the coloration, and while the patterning is not spectacular, if this is only 1 of 7, then I don't think there's any valid reason to complain yet. So far, I like this pattern, I like these colors, and I really hope that, you know, this is the springboard for much more to come. More complicated patterns and more color options. The model, I think, is great as well. It's super chunky, it's super cute, and by design, it's just a very unique dinosaur to look at. So that makes it a great addition to our parks. Look at how long that tail is. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. The skin fold over the leg also is just... it reminds me of babies and hippos, which are obviously, they're clearly two very similar beings here on Earth. Babies and hippos, the resemblance is uncanny. I just think it's cute. What I did notice is that right there you can see that while it walks, the leg does clip into that skin fold. It is a 3D shape. You can see it right there if you zoom in. So it's not like an illusion with some darker shading on the skin. It's an actual 3D shape, which is why the leg clips through it while it walks. You can also see it over here in the exit animation. That's super nitpicky to point out, but you know, if we're taking apart a 30-second clip, so nitpicking is inevitable. Now, speaking of nitpicks, another small thing that is very noticeable right here is like the bright green tropical foliage that is in the hatchery, which doesn't match the northern hemisphere biome that we are currently in this park. It is a shame that what's in the hatchery doesn't match what's outside of it, even if you could argue that, oh, this is just the most opportune and well-suited environment for the dinosaurs to grow up in. In terms of behavior, we're not seeing too much. Like I said, we're getting some behavior during this exit animation, but that's all pre-made. There's no indication that that's going to carry over in their behavior in the enclosure. Out in the enclosure, what we're really seeing is we see it walking. We see one on the far right over here. It's resting. You can tell it's resting because it still has its head up. And come to think of it, we haven't seen a dinosaur sleep yet, so maybe that animation just isn't done yet and they aren't revealing it. But yeah, we have resting, and we have like this this cute little neck shake with you can see like the muscles and the fat in the neck wobbling around. I think it's really cute. I also think that animations like these are very important. Shake it up. Oh yeah, shake it up. I think animations like this is just really important to breathe life in dinosaurs, and the developers agree. I think it's Andrew Woods that talked about this during today's live stream. He mentioned animations like this and adding them to make the dinosaurs appear more realistic. Now we also get our first glimpse at moving in-game footage of the Brachiosaurus. It's in the background, but still she cannot be ignored. She's a big gal, let's be honest. It suspiciously looks like she's eating from the tree right here with how she's going down. The mouth is open. There might be some chewing going on there. Even though during the stream it was said that we have to add paleo plants to the enclosures for dinosaurs to feed from, the dinosaurs might still have like these empty grazing animations that we also see in the first game. You know, they graze from the grass without actually getting any food. That in and of itself might come back, that the Brachiosaurus does feed from any regular old tree. It's just not getting any boost to its hunger this way. Because they will need paleobotany trees for their nutrition. That was stated during the live stream. Really a lot of information during that live stream. The Brach itself is maybe a little underwhelming, I guess I must say. I mean, it just looks like a Jurassic World Evolution 1 Brachie. Particularly the skin looks a lot like what we've seen in the original game. I think For the Brachy, we've only really seen one skin pattern. At least I hope we've only seen one skin pattern, which is basically the null pattern. Because it's just a little bit splotchy in terms of how the colors are spread. There's not really a discernible pattern going on here. And we have seen some color variations, but I really hope that, you know, for all species, but that includes the Brachiosaurus, that we're going to get some interesting patterns going on. Going back and having a look at the background, focusing on that, I mean, it's just the same biome that we've already seen. Look at how much the trees move in the wind. That really makes the environment come to life. I also noticed this during the Triceratops one, but you really notice when you move it really quickly, like, look. I'm sorry, I'm being weird again. Yeah, biome, there's really not much to discern here. I mean, at the start, we once more get that fence with the red bottom, you know, for fancy occasions. Some people have theorized that the red on the bottom is like a little nod to something they mentioned in the novel, apparently. I have read the novel several times, I don't remember this specifically, but people have said that fences with red on the bottom is specifically for ceratopsians because it discourages them from attacking the fence. While that might still be true, that is how it's implemented in the game, it's just used as universal fencing here. Obviously, it's used for the Amargasaurus exhibit. So I'm not sure if it's actually going to have that function, but it would be cool if that is its function. Finally, the voiceover for this clip was... I wasn't the biggest fan of the script that they made for the narration because it literally says nothing. It says two things that we can observe with our own eyeballs. It's a smaller sauropod with peculiar spikes along the neck. Yeah, we got that. We can see that. And the rest of the narration is just, well, there are a lot of theories about what those spikes are for, but we really don't know. That felt a little empty, a little bit useless. I would have preferred some real information about the actual animal, like evidence from the fossil record, or information about what we can expect from this little sauropod in-game. Because since we get so little visually in terms of behavior, a little comment like how it might still defend itself in spite of its small size, or something like that, anything like that, I feel like it's just a little bit of a missed opportunity that they're not really saying anything. Other than that, there's really nothing of note here. Now, I'm always keeping an eye on the terrain, because I'm really hoping to see clues that we're getting some better terrain manipulation, but at this point there's none of that going on. It's very flat or gently sloping hills, and that's all what we got from the unmodded original as well. I mean, at the end of the day, it's only about really 17 seconds worth of actual footage. It's 3 shots. It's the exit animation, it's this green one walking around, and it's this brown one doing a shake. That's really all there is to it. But it is still fun to just pore over these and look at what we have. Now, if I missed anything, comment that down below. And if you are down for more of these species field guide analyses, then subscribe to the channel. And again, tomorrow I have a big news update coming with everything we found out about Jurassic World Evolution 2 during this week. I want to end today's video with a shout out for last weekend's Riddle Masters, Magnet Hater, and Siren a Dino Man. During Jurassic June, we are posting riddles in the Evolution Square Discord. If you are the first to solve a riddle, you win 3 prizes, including a shout out in a video. So if you want to test your knowledge of the Jurassic franchise, you better join the Discord right now, because this weekend will be the last weekend with riddles, so it'll be your last chance to win and to prove yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, enjoy the anticipation!